They tried to nerf it, but we made it even better. The Bloodfiends Arm is still one of the best bleed weapons. And if you pair it now with the Savage Lion's Claw, which puts you into a hyper armor swinging state, and it's going to be 3 massive hits that always trigger bleed and can be chained into each other, clapping away every boss. Unless they're straight up flattening you into the ground, you can't be stopped. Adding Malenias Great Rune, we're essentially face tanking every opponent because we're soaking back the HP that we're taking in damage. While the Great Sword on our back, yes, we're just randomly carrying a Great Sword on our back, makes the Savage Lion Claw even stronger because Freyas Great Sword makes every Ratman skill do more damage. Let me show you the location of every single item, example boss fights, stats, everything. Timestamps in the description below. Jump wherever you need to be. First, the Bloodfiends Arm, and it's a 100% drop. For this, we're going back to the beginning, Graveside Plain, then you can make your way to the main gate, cross, and right over to the Cliff Road Terminus. From this side of Grace, you're just riding inside the Proctor Town right in front of you. And on top of the Proctor Town is a bunch of Bloodfiends. Now, you could technically try farming the Bloodfiends Arm from the Bloodfiends, but it has a non-existent drop rate. I mean, they all carry it, but that doesn't matter. The good thing, though, is if you make your way all the way up here, there is a pack of Bloodfiends that will always 100% drop it. I confirmed this with the community and had them kill these guys for the first time. Always the Bloodfiends Arm. And now to the Ash of War, Savage Lion's Claw. That would be from the 3-path cross side of Grace. You are simply riding towards the mountains, and then you stick to the wall. It's impossible for you to miss. I did, though, in my first playthrough and was using the normal Lion's Claw to beat the game. Now with Savage Lion's Claw, everything is easier than ever. And as you're riding alongside the mountains, there will be this camp suddenly appearing. Savage Lion's Claw. Don't forget to actually loot the mushrooms because they're good for hefty furnace pots. The most important talisman will be the Shard of Alexander, which greatly boosts the attack power of skills. For this, we're heading to the main game, Limgrave, and then the War Master's Shack right next to the Stormhill one, and you're riding to this position. Going to the right, just down the road, and that position is the Warrior Jar Alexander. Now, you have 2 options. You could do his very long and tedious quest line if you haven't done so yet, or you could take a slight inferior version for 5% less damage multiplier and just whoop his ass. Because he'll ask you to free him out of his hole. And you can do that with 1 heavy attack. And afterwards, you just murder him. And you get the Jar Shard. The second one will be the Dragoncrest Greatshield Talisman. And it enormously boosts physical damage negation. It's 100% needed, so we can just face tank away. This one you find at Malenias Erdtree. And you anyways have to kill the Goddess of Rod for her Great Rune. We'll get to the Great Rune in a bit. We're beginning from the Drainage Channel side of Grace. This will straight up take you downstairs. So take the downstairs potion to the left, over the roots. Then you're bonking your way down. And very important, you're not just jumping on the roof now. So you could easily jump over, but we don't want to do this. We're going to go to the left, make our way up the balcony. And then as we're dropping through this tiny hole in the roof, afterwards, you just murder everyone that is available down here, including the younglings. And the Dragoncrest Greatshield Talisman is yours in the chest. Our 2-handed sword talisman, which boosts the damage of 2-handed weapons, is found at the Templetown Ruins with the Templetown Ruins site of Grace. If you haven't been here yet, you need to reach the ancient ruin base, and that is from the Morth Ruins. And you're heading into this body of water cave system. As you then arrive at this site of Grace, we're turning around and making our way towards the ruined town. And you have to find a hole in the wall. Now, there's another way how to get up there if you want to do this little jumping quest in front of me. I highly disencourage you because it made me almost throw away my controller. Rather ride through this tiny hole, make your way all the way through the ruins, jump over the bridge. And you don't have to engage in any kind of combat here if you don't wish to. But if you want, you could kill Mr. Sword Thingy. That being said, there is the 2-handed sword talisman in that chest Done. Now, the final one is the Lords of Blood Exultation, which raises the attack power when blood loss occurs in the vicinity. That one is absolutely mandatory as it gives you a huge boost and can be found in the Leyendell capital in the main game. And here's past Ponyhoff explaining to you how it works. Step 1 is teleporting to the Avenue balcony in Leyendell City. And then you make your way down the stairs, jump over the railing, and then get into the well. And no worries, this part here is a little bit sped up. The complicated roundabout part in the maze, I'll do in normal style talk along. After getting that side of grace, go over the floor, roll down the ladder, and then make sure that on that wooden board, you right hit the middle to land on the pipe below. Be careful with the stupid lobsters. They'll try to eat your booty. Roll your way past them and get the next side of grace. Now, here's this little hint. There's 2 items behind you at the lobsters that you want to get after getting the side of grace. There's a Somber Smithing Stone 7, which is always nice to have. And yes, one of the earlier times you can actually get a Somber Smithing Stone 7. And there's the shackle for Moog. The same shackle exists for him as did for Margaret the Fell Omen to make the fight easier for you. Navigating the next part can be stupid, so we're doing a normal pacing style video. You head downwards and this door is closed. Go left. Jump over the altar and get up the stairs. This is where we will return to. But in order to return here, there is a lot of roundabouts to take. After going up the ladder, you see the room, turn right. There's fire happening. You don't really care for the fire. You're gonna let it blast down. And we're not going to the statue. We're going past the statue. On the right. You know you're right when you see the big statue. Then head to the right again, and there's one big dude. You know you're also correct. Jump straight down. Turn to the left. Straight. Turn to the right. Stairs up. You want to go the stairs up. See a room in front of you that's empty. Turn around. Another one of these. This looks eerily similar to where we have been before, right? This time, you go to the connector and head to the statue and bonk it downwards. Bonk. Hit it again and get upwards. You see this altar room with the statue? You're correct. This is where you want to be. Turn to the right again. And if you do notice that these 2 imps are there, and the pit where you can fall into, you die if you fall in there. You're on the correct track. Jump down the ladder, and then make your way straight down. And this is exactly where everything started. Pull the lever, jump down, turn around, it goes up, and it goes straight. If we're going straight, you return back to where everything has started. Boom. Then you can rest at the side of grace. The boss is Esgar, Priest of Blood, and he has 2 dogs with him. Now, the dude himself is quite simple because he can actually get staggered, which is quite nice. You should look out though because, well, he does have the Reduvia and he does some other shebangs and, well, yeah. For armor, I'm taking the heaviest one I can take without being overloaded. We are at heavy load, 78 out of 78.9. You don't want to be overloaded. You want to be able to still heavy roll and sprint, but you want the maximum amount of damage negation. The Knight's Bernald's armor for this is quite useful. And that one you can just get by murdering Knight Bernal in the War Master's shack that we teleported to earlier. Alternative, you can buy the Veteran's armor from the Finger Lady in the Round Table hold, and that is after killing Commander Niall, which has a whopping 18.7 physical reduction, while Bernald's is only at 17.2, and only the Armor of Solitude has a little bit more, but making us overloaded. Veteran's armor is actually pretty damn cool. Last armor item is the White Mask, and after that we get to the most important secondary weapon. And the White Mask raises our attack power as blood loss occurs in the vicinity. There's a quest linked in the description below that explains you how to get that one. watch it after the video is done. Now, 2 bonus weapons we need: Freyas Greatsword and a Sacred Dagger. The Sacred Dagger is playing the Ash of War Golden Vow, and essentially we can apply Golden Vow like this extremely easy. That Ash of War you can get easily from the War Master's shack again in Limgrave, and then you're just riding to this square, and there will be a knight with the Ash of War. Slap that on a dagger, and before a boss fight, you swap over to it to buff yourself. Now, Freyas Greatsword is only on our back, but enhancing the power of Redmane battle skills, and that boosts the attack damage of that Savage Lion Claw double swinger. And Freya has a quest line you can do, and at some point she will be gone and all her gear will be here. Now, there's one trigger I 100% know that can do this, and that is as you're getting to Inir Ilim, the last part of the game, where you then fight her together with Needlelight Leda at some point. But I've actually not fought her here. I just simply have done her quest, which made her vanish, and then I could loot the whole Freyas set. It was a bit convoluted, but talk to her, and especially talk to Ansbach too, who's on the first floor here. Those 2 quest lines will get you the sword. It is not 100% needed, but it does boost the damage. To the Wondrous Physic and then boss fight example. We're playing the Blood-Sucking Crack tier together with the Viridian Hidden tier. And the Viridian Hidden tier eliminates all stamina consumption mixed physique. So we can just spam away our ability without any consequences. And that gets us also the Blood-Sucking Crack tier, which enhances attack at the cost of HP and mixed physique. That doesn't matter because we're healing back with Malenias Great Rune. The Blood-Sucking Crack tier you get from the Runes of Unti, from the Castle Watering Hole, and therefore we start the main gate plaza site of Grace in the Shadow Keep. Make our way to the right after you killed the boss and unlocked the shortcut. Ignore the dudes, go upstairs, and this is essentially the region right before the main castle where the Fire Knight is waiting for you. There's the Fire Knight. But you do turn to the right, and there is a desperate Dave. He's lying on the ground trying to get your attention. We're making our way down the ladder inside the waterfall hidey hole, and then down the next ladder into the coffin. And this will straight up take you to the castle watering hole. Here you have a furnace golem that is deactivated in front of the ginormous gate in front of you, which means you're going to craft yourself a hefty furnace pot, throw it in his face, he gets activated, and then you jump attack his legs until he's dead. And the Viridian Hidden tier you're getting from the Furnace Golem close to the Cerulean Coast site of Grace. Turn around from the site of Grace, and you should have gotten past him as you essentially went to this region. He's one of the ones with the ropey legs, ergo jump attack until he staggers, then punch him into the face, jump attack until he staggers, then punch him into the face. You'll get it done. He's one of the more annoying ones because he starts like with the flamey torches from the sky, which kind of stings. You can still take the lightning perfume bottle to actually knock him out relatively easy. Now boss fight and then how to get Malenias Great Rune unlocked. Let's do a Mother Mature for example. Step 1, activate Malenias Great Rune with a Rune Arc, then buff yourself. Do not drink the Wondrous Physic straight away because you want to get closer to the boss to get the maximum out of the no stamina consumption. Then we're drinking the no stamina consumption. And don't forget that the Lion's Claw provides hyper armor, so as we're hyper armoring around, she can't like really stop us, and we're just spamming away. Now just a heavy attack and a light attack, and we're done. That's as simple as it goes. To unlock Malenias Great Rune, step 1, kill the Goddess of Rot. And then teleport all the way at the bottom to Limgrave, to the isolated merchant's shack, and we're going for the Tower of Return. That one is quite hard to miss because you essentially straight away see it all the way from the shack, right up to it, and get to the top because there's a teleporter chest. And this teleporter chest straight up brings you to Leyendal, the burning ashen capital. Get on your horse, activate the site of Grace, ignore the golem or kill him however you feel like it. There's an item to the right that you might want to take or not. And then there is the teleporter that brings you to Malenias Isolated Tower, which is situated right here in the middle of the Lake of Nothingness. Go upstairs, activate the Great Rune, done. Now you can regain HP with every hit. Lastly, the stats. You definitely want the maximum amount of vigor. 20 mind is enough to be able to spam away the ability. I think 25 would be better. Endurance, at least that we can equip all the heavy equipment. Strength on 60. Dex at least 11. I can't actually go lower because I choose the wrong starting class. Indent Faith as low as possible, and then the rest of the points into Arcane. It's more important to have Arcane 60 than Strength 60 because the Arcane scaling works better with getting your Blood Loss buildup higher. Therefore, Strength could be 50, Arcane could be 60, depending on what rune level you are right now. For further leveling, I would boost now Strength and Arcane each to 80, while putting my endurance higher gradually, that I'm actually able to equip even heavier equipment without being overburdened. Ladies and gentlemen, do I have you interested in the absolute bleed smasher, or would you rather be interested in faster attacks? Similar build, but using the Blacksteel, Twinblade, and Endure to slice and dice everything into pieces. Enjoy, thank you for watching, and have a fantastic good day.